Oh man, chat, it's been a few days. What is up, guys? Okay, first things first, we've got a few things that we always do here. There we go. First things first, send out some notifications to the Discord. We are live. Send out a couple more just so everybody knows what's going on. Okay, get the comments pulled up. Where are we at? Right there. Okay, let's see. Who's gonna get first in the chat today? Let's find out. Let's find out. Who is gonna grab that number one spot today? AC, one of my mods. What's up, AC? Grabbing that first spot. What is up, Zoe? What's up? Welcome, Craig. Welcome, everybody. Hey, I'm so glad to see you. What's up, Teresa? Glad to see you too. Welcome. Christina, hello there. Hi, I'm ready. Okay, guys. Well, today we are going to be talking about anxiety recovery. I don't want it, therefore I get it, right? I don't want it, therefore I get it. Now, there's multiple different ways you could kind of interpret that, and later on, after the stream is finished, I might even change that title around a little bit because I understand that's a tad bit confusing. But what we are going to be talking about when I say I don't want it, therefore I get it, I'm going to be talking about how you don't want your anxious feelings, your symptoms, your thoughts, you fight against them, right? Therefore, you get them. And it seems like this is the cycle that most people are caught in. I know it was the cycle that I was caught in once upon a time. What is this lovely, amazing cycle called, folks? What is this awesome, amazing cycle called? It is called the cycle of second fear, and we're going to talk about it today. What is up, Ronnie? Welcome. Arnold, welcome. How's everybody doing today? Come one, come all. We're going to get this party started in just a bit. Now, before we get going, a few things I want to talk about. Nothing new really, nothing too exciting. However, I just want to throw the TikTok out there again. I'm still making TikToks over on Vacate Fear if you want to check that out. I also want to throw out the one-on-one coaching sessions. If you want me to ring you up and talk to me, get up with me, send me a DM, and we'll discuss that. What else? What else? Vacate Fear, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I forget to mention those like all the time, so I'm just gonna throw that out there today. I'm on like everything. Check that out. Also, I want to say thank you to the recent rise in subscribers. It feels like we just broke 10K not long ago, and we've already got like 100 plus more people on board, just about. So thank you for that. That is awesome. I'm so stuck there right now. I'm in the cycle. I just know it. So at least you know it, whereas before you didn't know it. So we're already a step ahead of where you was. We're already a step ahead of where you was. What's up, my guy? What's up, Cade? I backslid last night. Was in ER last night for what, like the 80,000th time, right, Craig? I'm on to you, dude. I'm on to you. Same results, found nothing. Shocker. Shocker. So, hey, Craig, I'm on to you, man. I'm on to you. I understand sometimes we make mistakes. Nobody is going to be perfect, right? But the more you work yourself up, the more you get anxiety. The more you don't want it, the more you get it. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Mike says my appetite keep coming full force, then it goes. I had no appetite before then. So the fact that your appetite's returning, good sign. Good sign. All right, guys, let's see here. We're about almost 4 minutes into this thing, so let's go ahead and get started. Why not? Let's get rid of that. Before we officially get rolling, let's get a drink of water real quick. H2O. That's what that is, right? H2O. I hate intrusive thoughts, therefore you get them. So let's talk about that today. I don't want it, therefore I get it. Okay. Now, before, on the past we have used so many different analogies that I honestly think we've ran out of analogies. Like at this point, I honestly think we've ran out of analogies. We've put it many different ways in the past. We've said what you feed grows. What you resist persists. There's 1,000 different ways that we've put it in the past. In fact, that's really what this channel is all about. These streams are all pretty much the same thing in many different ways. So we've put it to you guys just about as many different ways as we possibly can. And today, we don't want to give you an analogy. Today, we just kind of want to tell you straight up, you don't want it, therefore, that's why you get it. And let me explain that a little bit. So, anxiety is all based around fear. Fear on top of fear, right? Anxiety is all based around fear. So if you continue to add fear to fear, you continue to get what you don't want. So when you lay around with the attitude of I don't want it, well, guess what? Therefore, you get it. And people come to this understanding, and then their next question is kind of obvious. Their next question is, well, how do I get to the point where I stop this worry? How do I get to the point where I stop laying around, where I stop sitting around, and I stop telling myself how bad I don't want it? If I get what I don't want, how do I stop getting what I don't want? And we say you have to do the opposite. You have to start practicing the opposite. There's no way around this. There's no way around this. There's no way you can tiptoe around this. There's no shortcuts. There's no secrets. There's no magic pills. There's no magic quotes. There's no magic analogies. There's no magic anything as far as this is concerned. You have to practice doing the opposite of worry. Worry equals anxiety, right? And if worry equals anxiety, then now we know. Now we know, well, I get what I don't want. So when I lay around and I worry about these symptoms, if worry equals anxiety, then I get them. If I lay around and I worry about these thoughts, if worry equals anxiety, then I get them. I get anxious, right? So it's kind of ironic. It's a great paradox in a way. We know that worry equals anxiety. Worry is basically just second fear. Second fear is just basically a fancy term for worry. We know that worry equals anxiety. So when I lay around worried about what I don't want, then I get it, right? And we're talking about your anxiety here. That's what we mean by that. So when you lay around and you worry about how much you don't want anxiety, you get anxiety. Why? Because worry equals anxiety. The brain doesn't know the difference between your worry and a real danger. So worry equals anxiety. That's why when you sit around and you get involved in the second fear, you start adding the second fear, aka worry, you get what you don't want. And that's really the ironic thing about this entire cycle. So we wake up, we have sensitized nerves because we've been beating them to death with mental ball bats for the past however long. So we wake up with tired nerves. Therefore, there's already some symptoms there, right? Because you've been beating them to death for so long. So therefore, there's already some symptoms there. Maybe there's some thoughts because you've been fighting with them for so long. So I'm not saying these things don't just come. They do. They do. But here's the problem. When you worry about these things, worry equals anxiety, right? So when you don't want them, you get them. And that's really the ironic thing about this entire journey. Now, here's the thing. People tend to overcomplicate the crap out of this, right? That's what people do. They tend to overcomplicate the crap out of this. They either try to use it like a pill, which means as soon as they try to cut out the second fear habit, aka the worry habit, and they don't get instant results, they try to use it like a pill, right? And then they fall right back into the worry. Or they just don't start at all. They, quite frankly, they just don't start at all, right? They just continue to not even try to put forth the effort to break the bad second fear habit. Now, I know from my own personal experience that it's a lot easier said than done. But you got to remember, I've been right where you are. And believe me, coming from someone who was not a very, I guess you could say, dedicated person in his life, if I can do it, anybody can do it. So again, let's get back on track here. If I don't want it, I get it. And what does that come down to, guys? If I don't want it, I get it. What does that come down to? It comes down to if I'm laying in bed worried about how I don't want anxiety, I'm bound to get it. Why am I bound to get it? Because worry equals anxiety, right? So worry equals anxiety. So if I lay around worried about how bad I don't want anxiety, you sure as fuck will get it. You sure as fuck will get it. Why? Because worry equals anxiety. You have to understand something. To the brain, worry is a real danger that the brain needs to protect you from. It says, oh my goodness, he or she is worried. There must be a real danger. There must be a problem, or else they wouldn't be worried. Let's protect them the only way that we know how, with anxiety. So when I lay around and I worry so much about how I don't want anxiety, I'm sure as fuck gonna get it. Right? And this is the cycle that people are in because worry equals anxiety. Now, when I put it to you like that, every one of you here are very smart, intelligent people. You're all very self-aware. Okay? When I put it to you like that, I know for a fact that you understand exactly what I'm saying. Worry equals anxiety. Anybody can understand that. Anybody can understand that, right? You're all very smart, intelligent people, and I know that you understand that. But the problem is, again, when they try to cut back on the worry and they don't get that instant gratification, they fall back into the bad habits. It takes time for a brain to learn, right? So that's number one. And number two, they either don't get started at all, right? And there can be many reasons why somebody might not get started at all. Lack of dedication, lack of effort. There's many different reasons. You're going to have to hold your own self accountable for that, right? Nobody can hold you accountable except yourself. So you can listen to the streams all day long, but if you turn the streams off and go right back to the worry habit, laying in bed all day, instead of using the two main keys, which is live your life and stop fighting with it all, aka the opposite of worry, when these thoughts come, just say, okay, good. When these feelings come, just say, do your worst, whatever you want to say, right? Whatever you want to say. So you got to hold your own self accountable, right? You got to hold your own self accountable. If you want improvement, if you want to cut back on the worry habit, aka second fear, you've got to develop the self-awareness to notice when you're doing it, up there doing the worry, turn that into an accepting attitude and get back to living. You got to do that. Nobody else can do it for you. You got to hold yourself accountable. If we know that worry equals anxiety, if we know that, because now you do, no excuses, now you know that, worry equals anxiety, aka second fear equals anxiety. If we know that, and we know that our job is to live our life and to cut back on the worry habit, to spot it, change it to acceptance, right? If we know all that, then my job here is done, right? There's nothing more that I can do. I can try to motivate you, I can try to encourage you, but at the end of the day, you have to hold yourself accountable. Do you want it? I know you want it. Right? I know you want it. And guess what? You might not believe in you, but I believe in you. So it's time to get going. It's time to get started. We know that worry equals anxiety. So when I lay around and I worry about how bad I don't want anxiety, I sure as hell am going to get it. Because that's just how it works. This is the game that you're playing. This is the rules of the game, folks, and I can't change the rules of the game, and neither can you, right? But we can learn the rules of the game, and then we can start to play by them, right? And when we start to play by them, we start to win, okay? So nobody can change how the game is played. Worry equals anxiety. There's no book on the face of this earth that you're going to read that's going to change that fact. There's no program that you're going to take on the face of this earth that's going to change that fact. There's absolutely nothing that anybody here in this chat will be able to do that's going to be able to change the fact that worry equals anxiety. So when we sit around and we add a bunch of second fear, that's all worry is second fear. When we add a bunch of second fear to the feelings and the thoughts, we're sure as fuck going to be in the cycle, right? Because that's the rules of the game. And no matter how many magic courses you take, or no matter how many bullshit forums you read, nobody's going to be able to change the rules of the game. That's how the game is played. And as long as you understand that worry equals anxiety, you now know the first and only, really, the first and only major rule of this anxiety cycle game that you're in. So now that we know that, we need to start doing the opposite of worry, which is to catch the worry, aka second fear. I really want to beat it into your heads that second fear and worry, it's the same thing. We need to start catching that second fear or that worry, turning it into a nice little accepting reminder like, you know what? Do what you will, say what you want, and then we get back to living, and we rinse and repeat that, and we catch it, and we catch it, and we catch it, and we do it, and we do it, and we catch it, and we catch it. Right? It may not be the most comfortable process, but we understand that worry equals anxiety. And myself and nobody in here and no book and no program will ever be able to change that rule. Right? So you can drink all the smoothies you want to drink. You can go on all the jogs you want to go on. You can exercise until you hit the floor. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. But if you don't understand the rules of the game, that worry equals anxiety, and you're sitting around adding all this worry, all this second fear 24 hours a day, and then you come in and you ask me why you're not getting better, I don't know what to tell you, right? So understand, guys. Understand. Worry equals anxiety. And some people say, yeah, but worry is automatic. Worry is who I am. And I say, no, it's not. You've learned to do that. That is a learned behavior. Worry is a learned behavior. I understand that you get symptoms from tired nerves that comes without your say-so. I understand you get a ton of intrusive thoughts that come without your say-so in this tired body and mind. But the worry habit is just that, a habit. And any habit that's formed can be broken with enough of self-awareness. When you catch it in the act and you turn it into an accepting attitude instead, even if you don't believe it, even if you don't have much faith, even if you tremble, you're building a new habit. And if you put in the work, it will happen, right? It will happen. So I don't want to hear the excuse of, oh, Wonder Bro, worry's just who I am. It's just what I do, right? It may have been what you've done for so long, but we're ready to live a new life, are we not? right? So you can't use the cop out that worry is just who I am. Worry is just the person that I am. It's just what I do. It comes natural, baby. Well, it might come natural, but it's time to change it up. It's time to change it up. So to break the worry habit, you got to do just that. You got to practice. You got to practice. You've got to practice even if you don't believe in yourself, even if you don't have the faith to do it, even if you don't have much courage. It's a matter of catching it in the act and just doing it, even if you don't have that much faith, right? Even if you don't have that much faith, you just do it. Just like you form the habit of worry, you can form a new habit of acceptance by catching the worry in the act, right? Sorry, my voice is going out. What the fuck? Catching the worry in the act and turning it into acceptance, right? So, there's no excuses. You've got the number one rule of the game now, right? You've got the number one rule of the game now. I know you want it, so let's get at it. We've got your back. I've got your back. I love you guys. I really do. And I want to see you get better because I know that each and every one of you that are in here now is very capable of doing that. All right, and that's why I get on here sometimes and I've got this high energy going and I'm in your face a little bit. It's because I want to see you improve. I want to see you get better. And it just irks me because I know you can, right? I know you can. I know that anybody can. It bugs me a little bit when I see people not giving it that effort because I know that they have the opportunity right in front of them to slowly start to live that better life. And that kind of bugs me a little bit because I'm like, I want that so bad for you. I want that so bad for you that when I see you not giving it true effort, when I see you not keeping yourself, holding yourself accountable, it bugs the shit out of me, right? Because I want it so bad for you. I want it so bad for you. And anybody can have it. So basically, today's stream was just to give you that reminder. Worry equals anxiety. Let's catch the worry habit. Let's throw it out the window, regardless of what we're feeling or thinking, which I know is easier said than done. But let's practice that, all right? I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to the post stream. Get me a drink of water, man. I'm losing my voice. Too many rant streams in a row, apparently. Woo! Too many rant streams in a row. I've got to space out my rant slash motivational streams a bit further apart, or I'm going to end up losing my voice again. I'm going to end up losing my voice again, man. Ugh. Okay, well, I hope somebody takes something from this stream, guys. Like I said, the only reason I'm so like in your face about it sometimes is because I absolutely know that you're capable, and that's what bugs me, right? I absolutely know that every single person in here is capable because if I could do it, anybody can do it. And I think that's what gets me fired up sometimes because I'm like, you deserve so much better, right? You deserve so much better. You deserve a better life. You deserve it. I love each and every one of you so much that it just bugs me when I see people not putting in the effort, right? And I'm not trying to shame anybody. And I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but I want you to get on board and I want you to stay on board because I want to see you get better. That's what it's about, you know. It's not about holding anybody's hand. It's just I want to see you do it. Worrying is what I do. Oh God, Maddie. Oh God. I just did like you said, bro, as best I could. I have my days I'm not so disciplined, and that's fine. Like I keep saying, perfection's not required, but I always get back on top. What do you know? I'm almost recovered. I know it. There you go, bro. You just gotta do it. I mean, really, at the end of the day, it's not a very satisfying, complex answer, but it's really what it comes down to. I like the rants. A lot of people do like the rants, and they come on randomly. I promise they're not planned. So, whenever I do stream, I'm just like, okay, let's cover this topic. Sometimes it turns into a full-blown rant, and sometimes it stays pretty chill. But I guess today was a rant day. What do you know? Hey, I appreciate that, Christine. I hope I'm saying your name right. Although it doesn't feel like it. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't feel like it, but you're still putting in the work, regardless. Yeah, you can't support that victim mentality because again, worry equals anxiety. So you can't support the victim mentality and expect, great results. I agree with you, AC. Hobbies are good. Hobbies are good. Hey, bro, what's up, Fu Man? Welcome. welcome, man. I wish you would have been here earlier. We went on a bit of a rant, but hey, you know that you can always, you guys can always catch the streams after the fact. You can always catch the streams after the fact, assuming YouTube doesn't mess up my uploads. Let's see if I got any comments on some old streams. I haven't checked my comments today. Let's go ahead and see if there's any comments on there that might be questions from you guys that are in here now. And I can go ahead and address those. New comments, new comments. I'm checking the comments on videos right now, just to see if there's any questions maybe I can answer on stream. Let's see, a lot of comments I haven't checked yet, man. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Let's see. You will, Teresa. I call her Teresa. You are in the best place. I've been to many different people. Wonder Bros, the finest, hands down. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Max. Makes me feel good. Thank you, thank you. Hey, I just, I try to connect. I try to connect with people, but, I try to be relatable. I try to be down to earth, all that good stuff. I get fired up sometimes, but, it happens. It happens because I want to see everybody get there. I get a little fired up sometimes. But yeah, guys, if you would want to connect with me one-on-one, if you want to have like a little voice call with me, send me a DM, man. I'm going to try to do some of those later today. I try to reply to everybody as quickly as I can. So if you want to schedule a little bit of a one-on-one with me, a little bit of life coaching, we can get that going for you. Just toss me a DM, like I said, on any of my social media accounts. I would like to at least knock a few of those out later. I don't know if I've got anybody on board today. I'll have to check. I don't think I do. So if you'd like to do that, toss me a DM. I'll probably be able to knock it out with you today, actually. So we'll see what happens. But completely up to you guys. Let's see. I think I'm caught up on comments on videos. I don't see any comments from any of the people that are in here now. So I think we're caught up there. Might do a YouTube short later. Maybe. Haven't done one of those in a few days. Let's see, reply to a few of these comments. There you go, Christina. There you go. That's the way. As always, I'll watch it later when I miss the beginning. I appreciate that, Foo. I won't miss one. Don't worry. Every single stream is just too valuable. I appreciate that, Foo. And, outside of watching the streams, I hope you're putting in that work, right? That's what's most important. Hope you're putting in that work. I appreciate that, AC. Thank you. Hey, I appreciate that, Max. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, we gotta give our props to Claire Weeks at the end of the day, though. I kinda like to think that I just carry on, right? I just carry on what she kind of paved the way for. Assuming you've already been cleared by a doctor, Thomas, because I'm not a doctor, so I can't come on here and clear you and give you a clean bill of health. Obviously, that's not something I can do. But can I say that dizziness and feeling tired is normal anxiety symptoms? Yes, I can say that. Am I late? Unfortunately, Ivan, unfortunately. But like I was telling Foo, you can always catch the streams after they get uploaded. Yeah, so I can't come on here and obviously give anybody a clean bill of health. I can't come on here and tell you Okay, you've got a clean bill of health. I can't, I'm not a doctor. I can't do that. But can I say that dizziness and feeling tired is normal anxiety symptoms? Yes, I can say that. So, and I can also tell you, okay, without a shadow of a doubt, that worry equals anxiety, aka second fear equals anxiety. So when I don't want it, I get it. And that was the title of today's stream. I can tell you that too. I can tell you that too without a shadow of a doubt. Right? And I can also tell you that not only worry gives you anxiety, but it's also completely futile, pointless, stressful, and it's also a habit, and a habit can be broken. I can tell you all that too. There's many things I can tell you, right? And I hope you take it to heart. I hope you take it to heart and put in the effort, because it does take some effort on your behalf, right? To actually break the habit. It does take some effort on your behalf. It takes a lot of effort on your behalf, but hey, if you can learn to do anything else in life, you can learn to do this. If you can build a habit, you can break it. If you can build a habit, you can build a new one, right? So I know you're all capable. I don't ever doubt that anybody here is not capable. Every single one of you are capable. It's a matter of getting you on board and keeping you on board. That's what it's a matter of. And again, that's not saying you have to be perfect, but we do got to get you on board, and we got to keep you on board. Tasty. I understand that, Ivan. I used to feel that way many, many times. Many, many days, many, many nights, many, many moons. I completely understand. Completely, completely understand. That's what I'm here for, is to try to help you guys along. Whenever I have a question, no problem, hit me. Do you still have anxious thoughts, but of course no reaction, or does your mind not even go there anymore? My mind's not concerned about anxiety. Like, my mind used to be totally driven about going crazy and anxiety symptoms, and a lot of my thoughts would kind of, revolve around that theme. That's not to say I didn't have other thoughts and worries that were about, life stuff, because I had plenty. They were all being blown out of the water at the end of the day. But currently, does my mind ever like gravitate towards, oh gosh, you might go crazy? No, those thoughts make me laugh nowadays. I don't have thoughts that revolve around anxiety. But as a human being, I do have thoughts that pop up about life and worries from time to time. But do I do the worrying? No. No, I still use acceptance to this day, and that's why I say acceptance is a good life skill, not just a good anxiety skill. Because you can be in a desensitized nervous system with thoughts that are not revolving around, will I go crazy, will I have a heart attack? But still, even in a desensitized nervous system, you're a human being. You're going to have little worries that pop up, but you don't do the worrying as long as you're dedicated to acceptance. And trust me, once you're desensitized, this becomes a lot easier to do. I know it's much harder to do while you're sensitized. Once you're desensitized, using acceptance is as easy as blinking. It's super easy once you're desensitized, and that's why I try to encourage and motivate people to continue using this skill, because what good is going back to the worry habit, right? Even once you're desensitized, why would you ever want to pick that up again? Continue to go down the acceptance route. It's a great life skill that gets much easier to use as you heal. Hope that answers that question. It did make sense, Max. It made complete sense. No worries. Yeah, exactly, Kay, because that's just worry. We try to tell ourselves, oh, well, if I try to rationalize with my mind, then I'm just trying to be rational. No, you're doing what we call worry, actually, at the end of the day. You're making these things relevant, you're giving them power. Hey, you're exactly right, Kay. You already know what's up. Hey, what's up, Tony? Welcome, dude. Hope you're doing good. How do you know when you're desensitized? There's no question. There's really no question, right? So when you start to heal, you know it. It's not something that we have to check the boxes on. When you start to heal, there's really no question about it. Trust me. Trust me. You'll know it when you see it. Yeah, exactly, Ivan. Exactly. It's anxiety is a normal human emotion that everybody experiences. It only becomes a problem when we add second fear and then we get sensitized nerves as a result. That's when it becomes a big old problem. But anxiety in itself is not a problem. It's when you enter into the tired nervous system when it starts to become a problem, and then we have to learn about acceptance in order to heal that. But anxiety in itself is not a problem. What's a good marker to know if you're desensitized? Probably best to just stick at it and it will come on its own time. I suppose you kind of answered your own question there, Max. Honestly, I couldn't have said it any better myself. But I will say that you'll notice little things. You'll notice that your sleep starts returning a little bit, even if it's not perfect at first. You'll notice that your appetite starts to pick up a bit. These are just little things that I noticed in my journey. You'll start to notice little things. But yeah, yeah. More than anything, though, you'll know. You'll know. You're not gonna miss it. Trust me, you're not gonna miss it. I missed the first part of the stream. No problem, Jay. It should be uploaded, dude. The anxiety get has anger and rage behind it. I say I accept these thoughts and feelings, but deep down, I effing hate them, and tears come. So, we've always told people you don't have to have 100% in belief in when you start to try to break the worry habit, which means when you tell yourself, I accept these thoughts and feelings, instead of adding the worry, right? You don't have to necessarily have 100% belief behind that. And the reason for that is because you're still doing the work. You're still not doing the worry, even if there's not 100% belief behind it. You're still breaking the worry habit, regardless, right? Does that make sense? And more belief will come as time goes on, right? Just allow yourself to feel, right? What's up, Cassie? Welcome. You guys are all great. I needed this today. I'm glad we could help, Teresa. That's great. Hey, keep at it. Keep at it. Oh yeah, and trust me, guys, you won't miss healing, right? When you start to heal, you'll know it. When you start to heal, you'll know it. Like I said, you'll probably start to notice little things first, right? You'll start to notice that your sleep gets a little better. You'll start to notice that maybe your appetite starts to return. You'll start to notice that you're not as triggered over things you used to be triggered over. You'll start to notice little signs that you're heading down the right path. Now, this does take time, so do not get demotivated just because you're not at 110% overnight. Be happy for your little victories, be happy for your little gains, and keep building this practice because at the end of the day, it is a practice. You are building a habit. You don't build solid habits overnight, unfortunately. You're exactly right, Ivan. I have been sleeping like a rock. There you go. Good sign. And felt so much more confident. Also a good sign. Gaining weight. Good sign. Must be on the right road. There you go. Stop worrying about it, man, and enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. I'm not a bit worried about it, Max, and I'll tell you why. Because you're on the right track, dude, and you shouldn't be worried about it either. Because we know after Wonder Bro went on his big rant today, right, without taking a single breath, it felt like, we know that worry equals anxiety, right? We know that worry equals anxiety. And that's all we need to know, really. That's all we need to know. Then we can practice breaking that habit, calling ourselves out on our own bullshit. I swear the universe is telling me I have to get past agoraphobia. Every appointment I need to get in the city is an hour away. Guess what, Cassie? Guess what? At the end of the day, you're going to be okay. I know it doesn't feel that way. But remember that worry equals anxiety, right? Worry, not only does worry not change anything, which is obvious, but sometimes we tend to forget that, but it also equals anxiety. We also know that. I gotta tell you guys, this water is good. I'm enjoying this water. It's some tasty water. It is good to catch up with you guys. It is good to catch up with you guys. I know it's been a few days since my last stream. I apologize for that. Obviously, you guys know there's quite a bit going on in my life at the moment that I'm trying to get, nailed down and taken care of, which I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Uh, but sometimes I just got to focus on other things for a little bit, but then we get right back on track. So then we get right back on track. Hey, I'm proud of you, AC. Like I said, whatever it is you guys decide to do, you've got the community that has your back, right? You've got this community that has your back. Speaking of which, I'm going to go ahead and drop the Discord link. I'm going to go ahead and drop the Discord link for anybody that wants to join us over there. So let's go ahead and do that now. It'll pop up in the chat in just a bit. Let's see here. Right there. There we go. All right. Let me pull. There we go. Okay. Hi, Wonder Bro. I've been doing really good lately, but I was stuck in a situation the other day for around 3 hours. And I was pouring with sweat the whole time. I'm gutted. So a lot of second fear, okay? And like I said, nobody's perfect. So you may have found yourself in a situation where you did go back to the worry habit, okay? It happens. But if you sit there and worry about the fact that you gave in to the worry, now you're just worrying about worrying. So let's not do that. Let's just get right back on track. Let's just get right back on track. Because if we know that worry equals anxiety, what good is it going to do you to sit around and worry about how, oh, that day for 3 hours I worried? So now you're worrying about worrying. But we know that worry equals anxiety. So, what good is that going to do? So what? We made a mistake, right? Do you think I was perfect? Hell no, I wasn't perfect, right? So let's not do that. Let's just get right back on track instead of worrying about worrying. I'm going to bed. All the best, everyone. Hey, have a good night, Max. Cassie! Hey! Hey, hey! Cassie, thank you so much for the $10 tip. I really, really appreciate it. We are on a 2-day streak right now. I believe our record streak here on the channel is 10 days. So we'll see if we make it to a 3-day streak. Thank you so much, Cassie, for the $10 tip. Can we show her some love in the chat, please? Please, can we show Cassie some love in the chat? Thank you so, so much. I appreciate it. Let's see, what else did Max say? Stick at it, don't give up. Anxiety isn't for life. You're absolutely correct on that, Max. It is not a life sentence. Thank you as always, Wonder Bro. Thank you for stopping by, Max. I really appreciate it, dude. Yes, it is a paradox, Ivan. It is. It is. We worry about the symptoms, we get more of them, right? And that's really what this stream is all about. So we got to break the worry habit. What does worry mean? Worry is, second fear is just a fancy term for worry, right? So that's an easier way. That's an even easier way to put it to you guys. But yes, thank you, Cassie, for the $10 tip. We are on a 2-day streak. Thank you so much. Let's see here. I didn't miss anybody's comments, did I? I think I'm caught up. I think I've answered everybody. Should be good. Should be good. If you're watching this right now and you have not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Let's see how close we are to 10,100 subscribers. I believe we're right around the corner. Let's see. We are at 10,085 subscribers. So we are 15 subscribers away from 10,100. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. What if you're flooded by second fears based in reality, major health issue, etc.? All the same shit. The day that you can discover that worry is actually able to change your reality, right? There's action that we can take, but unfortunately there's not much action that we can take on most things. So the day that you discover that your worry can change your reality, then we'll talk. Right? And then I'll tell you that you are free to do as much worrying as you want because you're able to manipulate your reality using your worry, and you've just discovered $1 million idea, a $1 trillion idea, right? But that day is not going to come. So whether your worry is based on real life events that you can't do anything about, or whether it's worry that's based on symptoms or thoughts or what ifs, if it's worry equals anxiety. It does not matter if it's based in reality or not, because at the end of the day, worry equals anxiety. Whether it's based in reality or not is completely irrelevant to your brain. Completely irrelevant. It doesn't care. And that's why people feel anxious over imagination and people feel anxious over imagination based on reality, right? It doesn't matter. Either way, worry equals anxiety. So if you've got a worry, quote unquote, based on your reality, and there's something you can do about it, go do about it so that go do something about it, right? But if there's not, which most of the time there isn't, then at the end of the day, why? Why do it? Worry equals anxiety, whether it's based on your reality or not. It doesn't matter to the brain what it's based on, right? So let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that in mind because that's just a loophole. The brain says, yeah, but this is based on your reality. You might as well do it. So you sit around and do it. You still don't accomplish anything, but worry equals anxiety, so the nerves get more tired, right? So whether it's based on reality or not is really irrelevant. If it's something you're quote unquote worried about your reality, go take care of it. And if you can't, then the worry is still pointless. Don't do it. You got to break that habit. Got to break the habit. Got to break the habit. You know, it's obvious when I say it, but it's something that we tend to forget all the time, that our worry is accomplishing nothing. It's just worry equals anxiety. So all we're doing is beating our nerves. That's all we're doing. That's all we're accomplishing. Hey, Wonder Bro, I've been starting to change my habits. That's awesome, Blue. And this is actually my third day driving. Nice. Driving myself to work, and I've noticed that I tried to rush the process. How do you keep the momentum going? So instead of trying to rush the process, what does rush the process roughly translate to? That roughly translates to I'm worried about the process. So basically, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody, right? Which is we got to break the second fear habit. You've got to call yourself out on your own shit. So when you're up in your head trying to rush the process, which basically just means I'm worried about the process, let's call ourselves out on that. Let's call ourselves out on that, right? Remind ourselves, give ourselves a nice little accepting reminder, and get back to life. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat, right? You guys see how this all comes back to the same problem at the end of the day? Cassie turned that frown upside down. I think she meant to put a smiley face. I think she meant a typo there. Typo there, I believe. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Bug? Welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Let's see here, guys. I typed too fast. Yeah, I thought it was a typo. I figured it was. Let's see. Man, I missed a tip. I'm sorry. I missed a tip from Max, and he already went to bed, didn't he? Damn it. Damn it. He must have went directly through the PayPal. I missed a $30 tip from Max, and now I feel a little bit bad about it because he's already went to sleep and I haven't got to thank him. That's okay. Hopefully he'll watch this in the future. When I catch him in here next time, I'll try to remember to thank him. Max, thank you so much for the $40 or $30 tip if you ever see this. Thank you so much, Max. I hate that I missed that. Let's show Max some love in the chat regardless, just in case he does see this in the future. Show Max some love, man. I hate that I missed that, but hey, $30 tip from Max takes us to 40. We are only 10 bucks away from going on to a 3-day streak. Like I said, the record here on the channel is 10-day streaks, so we'll see if we're able to beat that one day. Thank you so much, Max. I appreciate it, dude. That helps me out a ton. Thank you so much. Ivan says brain don't care and don't know. Exactly. It doesn't care if you're worried about reality or if you're worried about this or you're worried about that. Worried equals anxiety regardless. Hey man, I'm doing good. Glad to be here. Glad to hear it, Bug. Thanks for stopping by, dude. I appreciate it. LOL, Wonder Bro, it's Tony. Blue is just my nickname. Oh, you changed your name on me. See, I was thinking it was Tony because I could see your picture. I could see your picture, but I wasn't sure. You changed your name on me. What's up, Tony? You're right, Chris, and as they say, it's a basic common sense, and second fear is putting petrol on the fire. You're absolutely correct, Ronnie. And even though it is common sense that worry doesn't change reality, we tend to forget that in the heat of the moment. And basically, breaking worry is breaking a bad habit. So I understand that even though it's common sense that worry accomplishes nothing, it's still a bad habit. So I get that. But I just wanted to remind you that to the brain, worry equals anxiety. It doesn't care what you're worried about. So we might as well start to break that habit regardless of what the worry is about. And how do you break the worry habit? Worry is something you do. It's not something that's automatic. So the first fear, thoughts, and feelings pop up, right? They're not in your control. You get a thought that says this bad thing might happen in your reality. The worry that you add, that's all you, baby. That's all you. Right? So you got to spot that. There I go, following that negative thought, worrying about it, arguing with it, fighting with it, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to change that to, you know what, so be it. And then I'm going to get right back to washing the dishes, right? Or whatever example you want to use. So it is a habit, and it needs to be broken if you want to stop beating those nerves to death, right? You rock, Max. Yes, thank you, Max. Hey! Teresa coming in with a $10 tip, which puts us at tip goal. Thank you so much. Let's see. Let's get that updated. That takes us to a 3-day streak. Thank you so much, Teresa, thank you so much. Cassie, thank you so much. Max, let's give a round of applause to these three people today. They brought us up to our tip goal and led us to a 3-day streak. Let's give them a round of applause with our emojis in the chat. Thank you guys so much. It really helps me out and it really does help keep this show on the road. So we should show them some love. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Max, boy, awesome tip in there, keeping us all going. I appreciate that. Thank you, Max. You're awesome, bro. Yes, shout out, man. Shout out. Thank you for your support. What's up? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the stream. I hope you're having a good day. Yes, let's give these three people a little bit of a round of applause in the chat, guys. Cassie and Teresa and Max. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Much love going out to you guys, man. It's been a good stream today. I appreciate it, guys. I'm going to drop that Discord link one more time for anybody that wants to join us over on the Discord. Now is your chance. The link will be on screen in just a second. I do notice that in changing these habits, anxiety tries to pull me back. I started watching TV shows and not watching things about anxiety, but I get anxious even doing that. Yeah, understandable. You're changing habits. You're breaking habits. You're making moves, dude. It's not what you're used to right now. You're used to going a different direction in your life. You're used to going down the anxiety path. So, it's different for you, and that might cause some feelings, right? Mom of eight. Hey, Mom of Eight, thank you so much for the $10 tip. Not only have we hit tip goal today, but we have officially broken tip goal today with Mom of Eight coming in with a $10 tip. Says, thank you. You've helped me more than you know. Well, thank you so much for your $10 tip. Can we show her some love, please? Thank you so much. Mom of Eight with the $10 tip. Are you really a mom of eight? That is crazy. It is no wonder you're needing some help with your anxiety. I got you. I got you. Thank you so much for the $10 tip. We have hit tip goal. In fact, we have broken tip goal. It's always a special occasion when we break the tip goal. So thank you so much, Mom of Eight. I appreciate it. Let's show her some love. She did not have to do that. We already hit our tip goal and she broke it. So thank you so much. Man, so simple mechanism to keep us safe and so much trouble for us. We make it into that, right? We make it trouble for us. We make it trouble for us, but now that you're here and you know the rules of the game, it's time to get going breaking those habits. Yeah, we don't know, most people just don't know much about the amygdala. What's the amygdala? It's the part of the brain that we're all talking about here when we say things like anxiety. So, yeah, most people don't know much about the amygdala. I agree with you when you say that it should be something that's taught in schools. You know, I learned a lot of stuff in school when I was actually paying attention. But the stuff that I learned in school, I can honestly sit here and say, with full, complete honesty, that I've only used. Well, let me put it to you this way: I've not used at least 90% of what I've learned in school in the real world. I haven't. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I have not used 90% of what I've learned in school in the real world. So it's a shame that we're not taught things like how the amygdala works, for example. Maybe I would have done less worrying and I would have broke the worry habit and used more acceptance growing up had I known that. I had no fucking clue about that, but I could tell you what, I knew all about all kinds of bullshit I didn't need to know about. I knew all that useless shit that I've never used a day in my freaking life. I knew all about that shit. I knew all about fucking fractions, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about how the amygdala worked. So, I think it's shameful. I think it's absolutely a disgrace. I think it's pitiful. Um, did you enjoy school? I had my moments. I've got good memories from school. It was in my later high school years where I first started to, I guess, kind of wrestle with anxiety. I was always an anxious kid, but it was later in high school where I started to really start to feel the heat. So later on in high school, not so much, but like freshman year and stuff, junior and all that, it was all right. I didn't mind it. I had some good memories from school. My son's school teaches meditation, started to teach mental health, but it's so far behind. I'd say it is. Yeah, I'd say it is, but that's still a good start, right? That's still a good start. They probably overcomplicate it too. In typical school fashion, they probably overcomplicate it. Mom of Eight keeping the channel going with the tips. This guy deserves every penny, don't he? I appreciate that. Thank you for the support. I really do appreciate that. Yeah, huge shout out to Mom of Eight. Huge shout out. It's always a special occasion, not only when we hit the tip goal, but when we also break it. Very special occasion. You guys really do help me out. Just know that these tips really do support me. They really do help me. They go to, they go towards everything. All my bills that I gotta pay. You guys really do help me out, and I really do appreciate it. I really, really do. Trust me, your tips are not being wasted, and I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Ivan, completely agree. Why is this taught in school? Why I'm guessing you meant why isn't this taught in school all over the world? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew the answer to that. I wish I knew the answer to that. Like I said, uh, growing up, I could tell you all about fractions, which I've never used a fucking day in my life. But I couldn't tell you jack shit about the amygdala. It's just a real shame. It really is. Maybe if I was taught a little bit more about the amygdala, we wouldn't be here today. But hey, I'm kind of glad I wasn't because now I'm here with you guys. But at the same time, at the same time, do you account for taxes when we donate? Yeah, you have to account for taxes, or else you go to prison. That's how that works. Yeah, I have to put so much of all the tips that I receive back for taxes in order for me to pay my taxes. So, that's something that, a lot of people don't consider. This isn't like working a regular job where taxes are already accounted for. It's something that I have to count for myself. So, when you send, for example, $60 that we've got today on the stream, I'll have to take like 12% of that and put it back for taxes in a second account. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You got to pay your taxes. I don't know how YouTube works with that. Yeah, that's how it works. You're considered an independent contractor, and you have to account for your own taxes. They don't do it for you. They don't do it for you. So I hated school. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of school, but I had my moments. I've got my good memories from school. It wasn't all bad. It wasn't all bad. Need help? Hashtag vacate fear. Hashtag YouTube and shove that on the windows at college I work at. Hey, hey, I don't know about the whole school thing. I really do think it should be taught in school. But hey, what do I know? What do I know, right? They're not gonna listen to me. But hey, that's just my opinion. But what do I know? What's up, Cade? Welcome back. Sorry, I'm kind of reading the comments and in a weird order. I tend to do that. I tend to jump around a little bit. Speaking of taxes, I filed my taxes last year 2 months late, and they sent me a letter, and I had to give them $70 in a late fee. Like, really, man? What's that $70 gonna do for you? You really got it. You got to have the $70. How about you go after people that don't pay them at all when they're supposed to? How about you do that instead of worrying about sending me a $70 late fee? But hey, whatever. 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 Well, I don't know. I just didn't like it. I mean, yeah, like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of school, but I do have some good memories. This is the best time to have anxiety. We have internet and Wonder Bro. Also, kind of like the worst time because Google contributes to a lot of it. But I get what you're saying. Um, Amazing learning source. I do appreciate that, Ivan. I do appreciate that. Anyone had to learn the standard fractions? Those things are epic torture. I mean, I don't remember. Maybe I did. All I know is that I don't use like 90% of the bullshit I was taught in school. I filed for my taxes and didn't get it. I was supposed to get my stimulus checks too, but I didn't get two of them. That's weird. You should call. You should call and ask because you should get those stimulus checks, and even if they're late, you should still get them. Like I don't think, if you were supposed to get them and you filled out the proper information and all that, you should have gotten them. I'd call and check on it if I were you. I enjoyed school when I skipped class to play video games with friends. There you go. There you go. There you go. Don't skip school, kids. Don't skip school. I'm not saying school's not important, okay? Education is important. I'm just saying if it was up to me personally, I would include a couple extra courses on maybe how the brain works. That's just me. But don't skip school, kids. Education is important. Slowly coming out of the strongest setback I've ever felt, starting to feel stronger. It's all about that learning process, dude. Sometimes bad habits can be hard to break, but hey, one step closer now. One step closer. Hey, Wonder Bro, what's up, Martin? Welcome, dude. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, so I personally do not get your typical like let's say tax return, right? I personally do not receive that because I'm viewed as an independent contractor. I have to do 1099s. So my quote unquote tax return is not like your typical standard tax return. My tax return is when I do my taxes and I realize that I put back more than I actually needed. That's kind of like my tax return to myself. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That's kind of like how I get a tax return. It's like, oh shit, dude, you put back more than you needed. You can keep this. You can keep this. That's like my little tax return. Yeah, it's a little different when you're doing 1099s, but don't let taxes scare you. They're not as hard to do as people say they are. I had no tax experience when I first started doing taxes on 1099s. And I got on TurboTax, and it was time consuming, but it was probably one of the easiest things I've ever had to do. So do not let people scare you. I don't know why everyone flips out over taxes. It's literally not that hard. If you go on TurboTax, dude, it will take your hand and step you through it step by step. You're literally just punching in numbers. I filled everything out for all the stuff, and it was supposed to be a month late, but it's been about 5 months now, so I might call H&R Block because the IRS is so hard to get a hold of. Getting a hold of the IRS is probably, doing the taxes is not very difficult. Getting a hold of the IRS is probably one of the most difficult things you'll ever try to do. But use TurboTax, dude. It'll take your hand and step you. You literally just have to punch in numbers. As long as you've got your forms, right? And like I said, it's a bit different from me because I'm considered an independent contractor. I do 1099s, so it's a bit different for me, right? But if you are doing like 1099s and you're worried about doing it by yourself, it's completely doable. It's completely doable. It's not that hard. The mind makes everything out to be a lot harder than it is. I remember being so worried when I first started doing my own taxes, back when I started this thing, right? Years ago, and it actually was not that difficult. It was not that difficult. But if you are worried about it, you could just have someone do them for you. It's no big deal. But yeah, getting a hold of the IRS is very very difficult. I would just try H&R Block if I was you. I hated homework as well. Taxes suck. I mean, it sucks. It sucks paying them, but they're not that difficult to do. We talk about just about everything here, don't we, chat? Don't we? We talk about just about everything here. From anxiety to panic to depersonalization and how to do your taxes. This is the one shop all for all of your life care needs, whether we're talking about anxiety or we're talking about your 1099s. I got you. I got you back. P.S. Disclaimer, I'm not a tax expert. There we go. Probably shouldn't listen to me. Probably shouldn't listen to me about your taxes. I waited on hold for like 2 hours and didn't get anything out of it. Surprise. Can you do TurboTax online, or is it only online? You could do Turbo. Yeah, you got to be online to use TurboTax. TurboTax is a program that makes it to where you can do your own taxes without having to go through like H&R Block, for example. So it's a program that enables you to do your own taxes instead of having to go through like H&R Block. And as long as you've got your appropriate forms in front of you, it's just a matter of punching in numbers. Punching in numbers. At the end of it, you'll pay TurboTax, right? You'll pay TurboTax for allowing you to use their program, and then you'll pay, of course, your state and federal. But it'll tell you how much you owe. You put in your card information, then you pay everybody, and cry about it for the rest of the night. But other than that, pretty easy. I'll always owe taxes when I do my taxes. Since I'm doing what's considered independent contractor work, I'll always owe taxes when I do my taxes. Like for example, you guys sent me $60 in tips today. So after this stream is over, I'll be taking 12% of that. That's my kind of like my safe margin. So I'll be taking about $10 of that $60 and putting it into an account for taxes. So technically, I didn't make $60 today. I made 50. Does that make sense? And then when it's time to do my taxes, I'll have that money put back to pay. I've honestly never had problems with my tax till they brought in stimulus checks for some reason. I only got the first stimulus check. So not really problems with your taxes, but problems with getting those stimulus checks. Yeah, I don't know. Um, I'm sure there's somebody you could try to reach about that, but like you said, getting a hold of the IRS is easier said than done. But I would keep trying, dude. If you were supposed to get those stimulus checks and you didn't get them, I'd keep trying until you did. I mean, that's not okay if you were supposed to get those and didn't get them. I made it to a live stream. Welcome, dude. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. I got your comment, Maddie, but for some reason the stupid bot held it. But I agree with you. The same dollar gets taxed so many times by so many different people. That's what it is. That's the problem. It gets taxed by so many different people. You earn the money and that gets taxed, right? That gets taxed at the end of the year. And then you send the money, like let's say for example in a tip, PayPal takes their cut. Then there's taxes added onto that. It's ridiculous. Oh, you haven't got your tax return either. That is a pain in the ass, dude. I would definitely call. It's exactly 10 a.m. here. What's the time where everyone else is from? It's about 6 p.m. here. Ken Cat just brought in a dead rabbit and wants to eat it on my carpet. Nice. Tasty. Tasty. Nothing like dead rabbit in the morning. Did you ever deal with that exhaust feeling, like emotionally, like it feels like losing all motivation? You got to think about it. You're breaking a bad habit, and that takes a lot of effort and energy on your behalf, right? So it's completely normal that you'd feel a bit tired, a bit exhausted. I mean, you're putting in work. You're putting in work. Not to mention your body's going through a lot of changes, and it's finally starting to relax. So it's kind of like, worn out is a good way to put it. It's worn out. 4 p.m. where you're at, Bug. Nice. It's been a good stream today, guys. Good stream. Good stream. There's the link to the TikTok right there. Nightbot coming through with that. If anybody wants to join us over on the TikTok, I am still. When I first started the TikTok, I was like, I don't know if this is something I'm going to continue to do, but I'm still making TikToks over there. So if you want to join us over on the TikTok, right there is the link. Hey, I think also, guys, it's important to keep in mind that it can be so exhausting during this journey if you're still doing a lot of worry. So if you're worried about recovery itself, oh, maybe I should go do this, or maybe I should leave my comfort zone, maybe I shouldn't, and you sit there and worry about that for an hour, worry equals anxiety. Remember, it doesn't matter what you're worried about. The brain does not care what you're worried about. Worry equals anxiety. So if you're sitting there worried over what your next move in recovery is, well, you're going backwards. That what we want to do is cut out the second fear habit. What is second fear? It's worry. So if you're sitting there worried about what your next move in recovery is, understand that worry equals anxiety, right? Doesn't matter what it is. Does not matter what it is. I don't get the hype with TikTok. I think it's the shorter videos. I think people enjoy the shorter videos. They're easy to digest, and you can sit there and you can scroll and you can watch all these videos. They're short. They're not something you have to commit to. I think that's why people enjoy shorter videos so much. Hey, Francis, dude, you didn't have to do that, man. We've already huge shout out in chat. I don't. We just lost connection for a second, so I hope we're still good. But can we get a huge shout out in chat for Francis, man, for the $20 tip? Thank you so much, dude. That really helps. Seriously, it does. You have no idea, especially at this point in my life. That helps a ton. Thank you so much. Huge shout out to Francis. Huge shout out. That's the thing, Maddie. Like I can share the links to the TikToks, but if you click on them, it's gonna want you to download TikTok. Like no matter where I share the link, if you don't have TikTok and you try to click on it, it's gonna take you to the App Store. I get kind of scared. I think that's how it works anyway. I get kind of scared that if I allow the symptoms to be there all day, I'm going to tell my brain it's okay to stay, and they do because it seems I'm okay with it. So, have you tried worrying about it and fighting it off yet? See if that works. And if you can do, I mean, that might be the way to go. I'm just joking. Obviously, I'm just joking. Obviously, I'm just joking. But that is not how that works. It's what you resist persists, right? And of course, your nerves are tired. So of course, the symptoms are not going to disappear, instantly in that moment just because you start accepting them. It takes time for a brain to catch up and realize that you're not in any danger. You've already tried the worrying, fighting thing. How far has that gotten you? And I know you're scared to try something new, but I also know that you want to be free, right? I also know that you want to be free, so let's try that. Let's try that because that is not how that works. That is not how that works. But obviously, just by reading your comment, you're still very worried about your symptoms, and that's the habit we must break, man. That is the habit we must break if we want to make real progress. We've got to spot that worry and change it. Change it to an accepting attitude instead. We must break that habit because as, as we talked about today, worry equals anxiety. Worry equals anxiety. The brain sees you worrying and gives you more anxiety. So just because you started to break the worry habit doesn't mean the symptoms will disappear instantly. Your brain has just come up with a ridiculous thought that says if I'm okay with them, blah 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 blah, which is just another ridiculous thought. Now you can either worry about that thought, but we know that worry equals anxiety. So I'm sure you don't want to go that route, right? I'm sure you don't want to go that route. And of course, like I said, it'll take time for your brain to catch up, but we know that worry equals anxiety, right? When you share it on Discord, I'm able to see it, so it doesn't like when you tap on it, it doesn't make you try to download TikTok. That's awesome. I did not know that. I honestly thought that it would make you try to download TikTok. Thank you for sharing that. I was not aware of that. I was not aware of that at all. So I appreciate that little bit of knowledge there. Thank you, thank you. Maddie teaching me something about technology today. Who would have thought? Thank you for that. Yeah, I do appreciate it, guys. I really, really do appreciate it. Shout out to Teresa, Mama Vate, Francis, Cassie, Max. Thank you guys so much, man. I appreciate it. I'm just messing with you, Maddie. I do appreciate it, though. I didn't know. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. Maddie was a part of our community chat that we had the other day on our community voice chat that we had the other day on Discord. It's been a few weeks ago or something. She was talking about how she's not with technology, but here she is teaching me something today about technology. So there you go. Life's crazy. Life's crazy. But yeah, I do appreciate all the support, guys. I really do. It means a ton to me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was great. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to do those every 10-day streak. I'd like to do a community hangout over on the Discord. We'll see if we can continue to make that happen. Also, guys, I am going to shut it down here in just a minute. We've been going for quite a while now, so I think it's appropriate we go ahead and shut it down here. But I do want to say, if you want to reach out to me, if you feel like the one-on-one is something that you might want to experience, reach out to me. Send me a DM. I'd like to connect with you. I do the 1-hour life coach calls over the phone, so if you want me to call you up, toss me a DM. I'll give you the info and the details on that. It's honestly best to reach me on Discord, but also the Vacate Fear Facebook page or Instagram as well. So if you're interested in the one-on-one, hit me up. We'll try to knock out a few of those. I don't think I've got anybody waiting on one of those right now, so I should be able to do them actually pretty quickly. So get up with me. We'll make that happen. Anyway, guys, I am going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. I hope somebody takes something from this stream, and most importantly, I hope you use it. Right? Let's continue to grow, man. 11K subscribers right around the corner. I appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna get out of here now, and until next time.